Jane, you want to do roll call?
Rudolph.
Here.
Shaban.
Here.
Kroger.
Here.
Peterson.
Here.
Lindbergh.
Here.
Councilmember Bielenberg is absent.
Okay. We've all received an agenda. I don't think there's any changes to that. I'll ask for a motion to approve the agenda.
Motion. Second.
Motion by Lindbergh, second by Peterson.
Roll call. Rudolph.
Aye.
Shaban.
Aye.
Kroger.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Lindbergh.
Aye.
Thank you.
And state any conflicts, either now or along the way.
Mayor, I will state a conflict on item 2A, the discussion and possible action to amend effective of a 2080 agreement. I will abstain from voting
Okay.
on that.
So noted. Then we will move on to 2A. Discussion, possible action to amend the effective date of the 28E agreement with Shelby County Sheriff to April 15th, 2023.
I'll be happy, to, Mayor, if you'd like to
Yep.
just give some brief background on that. First of all, appreciate everyone making time for a special meeting. Specific to the timing of the 28E, we had initially targeted May 1st. That was prior to knowing all the staffing impact and individual transitions. Nothing else would change in the agreement other than the effective date. So specifically, our sergeant has accepted another position outside of the agency. So we feel it's best, we've talked with the sheriff and also legal counsel, that we feel it's best to transition effective this Saturday. The sergeant's last day will be this Friday. So we'd be under one single command staff in one agency the last 2 weeks of the month. So that's the background to, and everything else in the transition is going quite well in terms of the audits and transition. And the first day would be proposed as Saturday, April 15th, essentially 12:01 a.m.
So midnight,
Yeah.
Friday night, Saturday morning.
Happy to address any questions. Everything else is just as we have on the 2080. And again, it was recommended because of the change in date. The change in date may seem somewhat minor, yet to be transparent as well as have the proper documentation, it's very important to have that date adjusted with your support. And then it would be in front of the County Board of Supervisors tomorrow morning, because it, once again, requires their concurrence.
Is there any, does payroll stay with the city then until?
Yes. Well, the next payroll, so many hours they've worked, which started yesterday, so many hours this week, and then any final payouts, which were due per our policy, would be but the next payroll, which will be 2 weeks from this Thursday. They'd be on city payroll until this Friday at midnight.
Okay.
Then they'll go on.
If that answers your question.
Yeah.
And I think the process of interviews and stuff is happening this week.
Correct.
Yes. Yep, there's been some
Okay.
planning and let's say review of inventories, audits. Those have all been going on. In fact, I just came from there this morning as well. But that is now finished with the evidence audit prior to the sheriff taking custody. All of that has gone efficient and quick.
Cool.
Anybody else have any questions or concerns? Troy, Sharon, anybody online? Nope.
I think one thing,
Go ahead, Troy.
no, I was gonna say, I think also, I mean, this was brought up as a potential possibility during the discussion, so I think it's well thought out by all parties involved to think that this might be a potential move up date. So I applaud the team for thinking ahead during this discussion.
A lot of moving pieces to this, and obviously the staffing piece wasn't all fully known prior to the 2080 being signed, so again, appreciate again everyone's understanding, cooperation, and again, it's felt best to transition sooner then that May 1st, to have one consistent command staff, knowing our sergeant will be, to have proper supervision and guidance. That's the best way to put it.
Anything else, Sharon?
I'm good.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right, then I would ask for a motion.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Rudolph, second by Peterson.
Roll call Rudolph.
Aye.
Shaven.
Aye.
Kroger.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
And I've got you noted. Lindbergh abstain.
Okay. Next up then would be Resolution 2527, approving temporary transfer of funds from the Harlan Municipal Electric Utility to the Harlan Municipal Water Utility. Is that,
Yeah,
Mr. Ruschenberg's here probably to address that?
yeah, I could just kind of give a little background on it. We're looking at, and I think I mentioned it maybe at one of the other council meetings, we had a letter of commitment from USDA on the funding of $5.364 million. The latest estimate by the engineer, McClure, was just short of 6.9. So we got that shortfall. We did get that 500,000 in that grant, you know, it can go towards that too, but kind of looking at all the numbers, we're looking at probably a maximum that we would have to do on an inter-utility loan would be $1,536,000. All depends on how our bid comes in on the 20th of this month. We'd also be probably looking at, we do have a CD in the water fund, I think, that comes due in July. You know, maybe some of those proceeds could come towards reducing that number. Also, we'll look at, since we've had our new rate increase go into effect December of this year, or December of '22, we're looking at there, maybe there'll be some additional funds there that we kind of got built up to that could go towards this overage. So we're trying to make sure we can, like I said, that should be a max number, that $1,536,000. Try to see where bids come in, and if we could try to use some internal cash or, you know, funds from that rate increase to try to help reduce that number. But we won't have a hard number on that yet. It's just that that's what has to be approved, is that maximum that we're looking at this point.
And this was in front of the HMU board at their last meeting. And again, since all the financials roll up, this does require concurrence with the city council. And I can't recall the code because this is, but inter-utility loans of this nature are authorized, I think it's by code 384 of the state.
Yeah, I'd have to look back to the...
Yeah, I think it's 384, because that's come up, I know it's been an area of question in the past as to inter-utility loans, and it is authorized. And Steve Nadel.
Yep.
And
Ehlers and Cooney is our bond attorney.
has prepared all the transaction documents on this.
And to keep kind of things transparent, I guess, and they also set the interest rate that would be charged on that loan. That was 4.34%, which matches what we're getting the interim loan for during the construction. That'll get us through construction, then it'll be paid off by USDA loan. But that was set at 4.34, so we figured that was kind of the question, you know, what should the interest rate be for this inter-utility loan? That's kind of what the board decided, which makes sense to me, I guess, too, is that we would just match what the inter-utility, or the interim loan would be during construction. And actually, we're going to borrow that local, too. I don't know if I mentioned that. Shelby County, Mid-States, and Farmers is participating in that interim loan for $5.364 million.
So basically what we would just be approving would be the maximum up to the 1.536.
Yeah. Unless something goes haywire
Yeah.
with the bidding, I mean, that numbers come in. So that's kind of how we based it on, is what the engineer's latest estimate was in that shortfall. Like I said, hopefully we can try to pay that down in essence, so it isn't, so it is less than that.
Okay.
Any other questions?
I think maybe the community might ask a question on, I think some of these have been done in the past, and maybe the payment back of those type of, this type of loan, just to, clarify with people that how it gets paid back and stuff like that.
Oh, sure. I mean, it's gonna get paid back, like I said, basically just through our rate increase.
Anything else? Troy, Sharon? Anybody?
I'm good, thank you.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve Resolution 2527?
Motion.
I'll second.
Second.
Well, you can give it a shake.
Motion by Peterson, second by Shaben.
Roll call Rudolph.
Aye.
Shaven.
Aye.
Kroger.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Lindberg.
Aye.
Thank you.
Nothing else on the agenda? Meeting adjourned.
Thank you.